Good morning. My name is Layla Player, and I'm from the Milford High School Great Oaks Educators Rising chapter, and I'm talking about poverty in schools. So perception versus reality. Your perception is what changes the way you talk, what you say, how you think, and what you do. If you're at a circus and you're sitting there having fun and a clown comes out, you're probably going to think that he's colorful, he's making you laugh. Your reality in that moment is that you're having fun. You're going to see something like this guy. However, if your perception of clowns is that they're terrifying, evil creatures, your reality is Pennywise. For poverty, there are 41 million Americans who poverty is their reality. From a very early childhood, we're all told that the only way to exit poverty is through education. But only 13% of people actually get out of poverty after being in it for only 7 years. And the more they're in it, the lower that percentage gets. But 78% of people in poverty have a high school diploma. So why are only 13% of people getting out if education is the answer? The reality is that only 13% of the people in poverty get a college diploma by the age of 25. So elementary and middle schools and high schools are all doing things to help their kids in poverty. They've got free reduced lunches, they offer free eye exams and dental exams, and their nurses are getting better training, so instead of having to pay to go to the doctor or staying at home sick, they just have to come to school. But why does this all stop before college? When you turn 18, are you suddenly out of poverty? Because I'm pretty sure that's not how this works. Young adults who have a bachelor's degree make around $50,000 a year. But people who have a high school diploma make around $30,000. That's a significant difference. And the average college student only makes $5,000 to $6,000 on average, and $11,000 if you're being generous. Poverty for one person is only $12,000. So let's break this down. Average tuition costs $10,000. Add another $10,000 for room and board. You're at $20,000. And then for books and other resources, that's another $1,200. Now you're at $21,200 per year. Remember, poverty, you have to make $12,000. Where's that extra $9,000 going to come from? For kids in poverty, this isn't an option. My perception used to be all you have to do is just apply for loans, apply for scholarships, you're going to get some money somewhere. But that simply isn't the reality. Most of these kids can't apply for loans. They either don't know how, don't have parents who can sign off on it, or their parents don't even qualify. They don't have good enough credit. Well, you might say there's also scholarships. But a lot of these students have no idea how to apply for it. Like, just think about it. I didn't know how to apply for my scholarships until I asked about 7 of my friends, a couple teachers, and went to the guidance office. A lot of kids in poverty also don't qualify for these scholarships. They don't have the money to go play sports. Statistically, they don't have the grades to qualify. And also, they just have better things to worry about than getting their scholarships in by the deadline. These kids are looking forward to their next meal, if crossing the road is going to be safe when they get home, and if their parents have gotten that job that they've been looking for. College costs are way too far out of the reach of students in poverty, and we need to be doing something about it. 13% of people get out of poverty in 7 years of being within it. 13% of people graduate college in poverty. Like, they're the same number. Kids deserve just as much of a shot at their college education in poverty as those out of it. There's a perception that if you go to school and you work hard and you get good grades, that you're going to make it into college. But that's not true. Like, you're asking one kid to do the equivalent of scaling a mountain for another kid who just has to walk up a hill. What we need to be doing is telling these kids from the very beginning that they can go to college, that it's an option for them. That telling them from the very get-go that, because a lot of these kids don't know that college is even an option. They're coming from places where kids are dropping out more and more each year, where their families, their grandparents, their parents didn't graduate college, maybe didn't even graduate high school. So why are they going to think that they should too? It's like asking a kid to walk across coals and just do it quickly when all you have to do is give them shoes. So here in Ohio, or in Kentucky, there's a place called Newport, and everybody's perception of it is the levee. You've got great buildings that are fun things to go to. Rich people live in the buildings right off the street, but in reality, the entire place, right over the bridge, is rampant with poverty. 91% of the students in the school are on free reduced lunch. And the crime rate is 78% higher than the national average. So they've been trying to do something about it. They've begun offering $100 scholarships for every single year you stay in the Newport school. By the end of high school, that's somewhere around $1,200. They have giant, gaudy plaques hung over teachers' walls who are graduates of the Newport schools that say Newport alumni. Every time a student walks by that, they're seeing that someone who was just like them made it to college, and not only made it, but graduated and then got a job. We should be changing kids' perceptions of themselves and what they can achieve as soon as possible. Because if we don't, they're just going to stay with what they know. Loans shouldn't be just for the middle class. Why do we even require parent signatures? Because when you turn 18, I could go get a permanent tattoo that'll be on my body forever. I can decide that I suddenly want to smoke, which could give me lung cancer, and I have to pick my major of the job that I'll be working for the rest of my life. But I have to have my mommy and daddy sign a loan for me. We should be taking ideas from lower schools. High schools, middle schools, and elementary schools give free reduced lunch, but why does it stop at colleges? There are public colleges that are getting public funding just like the public schools. 18 through 21-year-olds are still going hungry. They still need breakfasts and lunches. Apply free reduced to dorms and boarding, because if you're going to require your students to live on campus for 2 years, you need to give an option to everyone, because that's $10,000 that a lot of people don't have. Free daycare services should be given in college. A lot of women and men go back to college after a while and they have kids. Are they supposed to give up an education because they have to take care of their children? We should be making another option for them. And statistically, girls are more likely to have teen pregnancy and poverty than outside of it. So a lot of the girls coming into college already have babies. We can make it a part of the curriculum. Give people who have majors involving children an option to take this class. They'll be paying for it, and you have free volunteers to take care of children. Holmes High School in Covington, Kentucky has a free daycare center where all they do is require the parent to take classes on parenting, and it's fit within their school schedule. Jobs on campus should be offered to poverty kids before anybody else. Allow them an opportunity to work close to the school because they probably don't have cars. So if they're going to choose working and going to college, they're going to have to choose working, whether that's living 5 minutes from wherever they're working. It should be an option. If education is the gateway to middle class, then we need to make sure that everyone has a key. Because our perception of education and poverty isn't the reality. It's our duty as educators and future educators to make sure everybody has an option. Thank you for your time.